This is a typical day for us here at the office of Four Corner Studios. Tommy, tell us about Ronald Reagan-Man. Hi, I'm Sonny Long, and this is Four Corner Studios. This over here is my other lead writer, Tommy J. Tommy, say hi. And this over here, that's Wilhelm Schantz, because that's the name you get when you wait until last second to pick your name, and you use a name generator. Tommy, tell me about Ronald Reagan-Man.
Well, no.
That's just me.
Tommy, tell me about Ronald Reagan-Man.
No.
Tell me about Ronald Reagan-Man.
I'm a little busy. No. A ghost real.
Tommy, tell us about Ronald Reagan-Man.
So, Ronald Reagan-Man actually started with a game of Cards Against Humanity. There's a black card, and if you don't know Cards Against Humanity, look it up. It's great. There's a black card it turns out Blank Man was neither the hero our city needed nor deserved, or something like that. And someone just put down Ronald Reagan. And I had a friend there who was super into, like, artsy stuff. And he said, hey, we should make that an animated series on YouTube or something. And so, over the course of the next, like, month or two, I wrote 2 scripts. One of which involving a giant sloth. I think that was, like, episode 1. Which I briefly mentioned in the Summon storyline. But I wrote these 2 scripts, and we just kind of never really got around to making it a thing. So, once we had, like, the Little Peter thing and the website, I was like, oh, sweet, I can write more Ronald Reagan-Man stuff. And the more I wrote about it, the more I realized that the story is not really in what Ronald Reagan-Man does, but in who he is and how he came to live with Dave here. And so, now that I'm writing it more, I tend to focus on Dave a little bit more. Because Dave is actually a very heroic character in a lot of ways. He's taking care of this guy who thinks he can save the world, who thinks, like, oh man, I'm invincible, and that's, like, the most dangerous thing you can think of yourself, especially in a world with people like Hinkles who have superpowers, and Little Peter who kind of has superpowers, and the secret crime fighting organization, which is armed to the teeth. So it's all... The more I write, the more I really want to talk about Dave. Hinkles is kind of in bad taste. I'll admit that right now. It's named after, or he's named after the guy who tried to assassinate Ronald Reagan, who shot Ronald Reagan. And I originally wrote it because in the series, the animated series it was originally meant to be, I was like, yeah, it's kind of going to be in poor taste, but it's also, it's not meant to be taken seriously, which is kind of a turn I've taken with Ronald Reagan-Man now that I'm focusing on Dave more. Hinkles is a lot like Dave, actually. Hinkles is more, he's serious, he does want to take over the world, he does want to get his revenge on Ronald Reagan because of the slight origin I gave early on, which you'll have to read to find out. But Hinkles, I think, is going to become very important in ways that you probably wouldn't expect. Because while I do want him to be kind of the Joker to Ronald Reagan-Man's Batman, he's also going to be a little bit more sympathetic. And I think people are going to care about Hinkles. Hinkles is going to be kind of a tragic story.